Hello everyone and welcome to my Soap Twist 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Luna sat in the sterile light of the hospital room, her hands quivering as she grabbed the edge of the examination table. The ultrasound wand slid over her bulging tummy and the technician's expression remained neutral, a mask of professional detachment. But Luna knew. She could sense it in the way the room held its breath, in the silence that stretched like a gap between her and the screen. "It's a boy," the technician finally admitted, her voice quiet and almost sorry. The vision came to life, a small heartbeat pulsating like a distant star. Luna's eyes welled up with tears, not from delight, but from a bone-deep anxiety that had been gnawing at her since she first saw those two pink lines. Will was waiting outside, his big shoulders slumped against the wall, thumbing through his phone to distract himself. When Luna appeared, her grin was brittle, like a porcelain item about to break. "It's a boy," she whispered, and Will's face brightened like the 4th of July. He drew her into his arms and lifted her off the ground in a burst of laughter and relief. "Our son," he said softly into her hair. "God, Luna, I can't believe it." They went out together, the California sun warming their faces, fantasizing of cribs, first steps, and a future that felt completely theirs for the first time. Will had been so good through everything, the cravings at 2 a.m., the mood swings, and the never-ending doctor's appointments. He was steady, the rock she hadn't realized she needed after her turbulent childhood with Poppy. But that night, as they lay entwined in sheets, Luna's phone buzzed. Bridget Forrester texted, "We need to talk.
Tomorrow.
Urgent." Bridget had suggested the paternity test. "Just to be safe," she remarked with a friendly, doctor-like smile. Luna had agreed, hating herself for causing doubt. Will was the only male she had been with in months, if not years. But Poppy's warnings about her own wild history resounded in Luna's head, and the timing. It had been close. The next morning, Luna arrived alone at Bridget's office. Will was at work, oblivious. "Sit down, Luna," Bridget said, her blue eyes serious behind her glasses. She slid the folder across the desk. Luna's heart sank before she opened it. "What is it?" "The results." Bridget's voice was soft, yet it cut through Luna like glass. "Will is not the father." The world shifted. Luna stared at the notepad, her words blurred by heated tears. "Paternity probability. 0%. "No," Luna choked out. "That can't be right. It must be a mistake," Bridget said, reaching across the desk and squeezing her hand.
"I'm so sorry, Luna."
"I double-checked everything." Luna departed the office, clutching the folder to her chest like a shield. She drove aimlessly, sobbing, until she reached the Spencer Publications building. Bill. Grandpa Bill. When Poppy revealed the truth about her parentage, the only person who had ever believed in her welcomed her into the family with open arms. She came into his office without knocking, collapsing into his arms as he stood up from his desk. "Luna? What happened?" she gasped, then told him. Bill's expression deepened with each syllable, and his jaw tightened like a vice. "That doesn't make sense," he snarled. "Will's been there for you, every step. Who else could it be?" "I don't know." Luna's voice cracked. Bridget said. Bill held her at arm's length, his gaze narrowed. "Bridget. Forrester's golden girl. You think she'd make a mistake like that?" Luna shook her head, wiping her nose with her sleeve. She seemed so sure. Bill paced, his thoughts already racing. "Sit tight. I'll handle this." But Luna couldn't sit still. She drove to Will's office next, with the folder burning a hole in her pocketbook. He looked up from his desk, smiling, until he saw her face. "Luna? What's wrong?" she asked, thrusting the paper at him. "Read it." Will's face crumpled as he scanned the data. He fell into his chair, the color leaving his cheeks. "Is it mine?" His voice seemed scarcely audible. "No," Luna muttered. "It's not." Will glanced at the floor, his fists fisted in his hair.
"Who, then?"
"Who the hell? I don't know, Will. I swear, I don't remember anyone else." He looked up, his eyes reddened. "You have to think. This changes everything. Luna reached for him, but he backed away. Does it? For you? Will jumped up abruptly and grabbed his keys. I need air. I need time. He was gone before she could stop him, the door closing like a final verdict. Luna did not sleep that night. She snuggled up on the couch, the baby's kicks a harsh reminder of the life she had nearly created. When Will eventually arrived home, he left his luggage by the entrance and sat across from her, elbows on knees. I love you, Luna, he stated quietly. But I can't do it. Not like this. What do you mean? He looked at her, tears streaming down his cheeks. I can't raise another man's kid. Not when I thought. God, I was so excited. Luna's world collapsed once more. Please, Will. We can figure it out. Therapy, whatever. He shook his head. I need space. I'm staying at my brother's tonight. And with that, he was gone. The next day, Luna returned to Bill with her eyes swollen shut from crying. He was on the phone when she walked in, his voice shrill. Yeah, Katie, I know you're pissed, but this is family. He hung up, groaning. Aunt Katie's on a warpath. I heard about the results through the grapevine. Luna dropped into a chair. Everyone knows? Small world. Bill sat next to her, caressing her knee. Listen, I pulled some strings. Got the lab tech, who ran the test on the line. Turns out, Bridget requested a rush job. Off the books. Luna felt her stomach turn. Why? Bill's gaze tightened. That's what we're gonna find out. They drove to Bridget's clinic together, Bill's Ferrari racking up the miles. Bridget was there with a patient, so they waited in the lobby, Luna's nerves strung to threads. When Bridget emerged, her smile faded at the sight of Bill. Bill? Luna? Is everything okay? Bill did not waste time.
The test.
You lied. Bridget's face turned pale.
What?
No, I talked to the tech, Bill insisted. You swapped the samples. Why? Bridget inquired as she led them into her office. She closed the door, leaning against it as if it could hold her up. It was a mistake, she muttered. I thought I was helping. Helping how? Luna questioned, her voice quivering. Bridget fell into her chair and buried her face in her hands. Ridge, my father, he's been so fragile lately. And Poppy, your mother, she and Ridge had that fling years ago. When I saw the dates, I panicked. If the baby was Ridge's, it would destroy him. Destroy us all. Luna exclaimed. Ridge? My baby's father's name is Ridge Forrester? Bridget nodded sadly. The timelines matched. I couldn't let it come out. So I used an anonymous sample to falsify it. To make it look like Will wasn't the father, but not point to Dad. Bill banged his fist against the work surface. You tampered with medical evidence. For what? To protect your family at my expense. Bridget's eyes welled up with tears. I know. I was wrong. So wrong. I couldn't bear to see him hurt again. Luna stood and backed toward the door. Bridget reached out. You stole my life, and Will is no longer with us. Luna, please. I'll fix it. I'll run the real test right now. But Luna had already left, sprinting down the corridor with Bill close behind her. They dashed into the parking lot, Luna gasping for breath. It's Ridge's? Oh God, Bill. What should I do? Bill hugged her. We'll find out the truth, and then we'll deal with it. He drove her home, pledging to handle the new exam himself. Luna spent the afternoon in a dream, staring at the nursery they'd painted together, soft blues and grays, with a mobile of stars dangling above the crib. We'll text once. Can we talk tomorrow? She typed back, yes.
Please.
Hope flickered, delicate as a moth's wing. But when Bill called that evening, his voice was thunderous. I got the results. Real ones this time. Luna's heart soared. And, it's Will's, Bill replied. Bridget lied through her teeth. Relief washed over her like a flood. She sobbed into her phone.
Thank you, Grandpa.
Thank you. Get some rest, Bill said softly. I'll call Will. But Will didn't answer. Luna waited all night, clutching her phone. The morning came, and there was still nothing. By lunchtime, Panic had set in. She drove to his brother's house and knocked till a bleary-eyed Liam responded. "He's gone, Luna," Liam explained hesitantly. "Packed a bag last night. Said he needed to clear his mind. Hawaii, I believe." "Hawaii?" Luna's voice trembled. Liam shrugged. He didn't say much. Just looked broken. She returned home in a cloud, the exhilaration of discovering the truth tempered by his absence. Bill arrived shortly thereafter, envelope in hand. "Here," he replied, handing her the official results. "Give this to him when he gets back." Katie rushed in behind him, her shoes clicking like gunshots. "This is insane, Bill. Covering for Luna, again?" Bill whirled at her. "She's family, Katie, and Bridget is the one who messed up." Katie's eyes flared. "Bridget's a doctor. She was trying to protect." "Protect?" "She destroyed lives." Bill called out. Katie turned on Luna, with hate in her voice. "You and your mother Waltson append everything, and now look. Will's run off. The Forresters are imploding. You're a walking disaster, Luna." "Enough!" Bill let out. Katie stormed out, slamming the door. "Get out if you're just here to attack." Luna flinched and curled into herself. "Don't mind her," Bill moaned.
She's stressed.
Dollar Bill's always been her punching bag. But the words stayed like poison in Luna's veins. Days went into weeks. Will's texts were sporadic. "Thinking of you. I need more time." Luna shared images of her belly and updates on the baby, but the distance widened. One night, contractions began. "It's too early." 32 weeks. Luna called Bill in a panic. He rushed her to the hospital, with Bridget on call. It was embarrassing but unavoidable. Luna grasped Bill's hand as she was carried in. "Promise me, if anything happens." "Nothing's gonna happen," Bill responded vehemently. But it did. The baby, little Spencer, they were planning to name him, came too quickly and too little. Machines beeped and doctors yelled. Luna caught a glimpse, small, perfect, and fighting. Then came quiet. Bridget came from the operating room with bloodied scrubs and an ashen face.
"Luna, I'm so sorry."
He didn't make it. The world went black. Luna awoke to find Bill's arms around her, his shirt saturated with her tears. "No," she groaned. "My baby." Katie returned later, softer this time, putting flowers into Luna's palm. "I was wrong," she muttered. "About everything." Apologies couldn't cover the gap. We'll return a week later, sunburned and hollow-eyed. He dropped to his knees beside Luna's bed at home, where she was staring at the ceiling. "He's gone," she stated bluntly. Will's face wrinkled. "What?" "The baby." "He didn't. He came early." Will buried his face in her lap, sobbing, rocking his body. "Because of me? Because I left?" "No," Luna denied. "The stress." Bridget said it was just one of those things. They clutched together, but the damage was irreversible. Will stayed for the funeral, which was a tiny ceremony beneath a gray sky. A tiny white coffin with handfuls of earth. Luna flung the first rose, and its petals scattered like lost dreams. "After that, I will pack again." "I can't stay, Luna. Every room reminds me." She nodded numbly. "I know." He kissed her on the forehead. "Maybe someday." That day never came. Bill transferred Luna to his beach house and kept a close eye on her. She roamed the sands at daybreak, feet in the surf and murmuring to the waves. Katie returned, bringing coffee and stillness. "You were right to trust Bill," she stated one evening. "He's the only one who sees the good in people." Luna smiled. "Even you?" Katie laughed sadly. "Especially me." Months have passed. Luna returned to work at Forrester, avoiding Bridget's gaze in the hallways. The designs blurred, but she persevered. One night, a parcel arrived without a return address. Inside, you'll find the paternity findings and a note from Bridget. "Excuse me. I destroyed us all." Luna burned it in the sink, watching the flames curl the falsehoods into ash. Will called once from New York. Luna's heart twisted as she spoke. "I got a job here. Permanent." "Good for you." There was silence. "I miss you. I miss our son." He hung up. Bill discovered her on the balcony that night, gazing at the stars. You'll be fine, he assured her, covering her in a blanket. Luna leaned against him. Will I? He kissed her hair. You already are. The strongest Spencer I know. But strength felt like survival rather than thriving. Years later, Luna stood at the water's edge, holding a solitary seashell Will had given her on their first date. She let go and watched it sink. Behind her, Bill waited as patiently as the tide. Katie joined them, placing her arm around Luna's waist. Dinner? Luna asked, nodding.
Yeah.
They moved back, the three shadows melding into one. The agony never went away, a subtle ache like waves on the coast. But they carried it together. Luna took a cautious step forward, clutching the envelope she'd brought, the one with the truth she'd risked everything to uncover. I had the tests redone, she explained, her voice softening. I needed to know. I couldn't bear the thought that your entire relationship was based on a lie.
And it was.
Bridget modified it. She wanted to protect herself, control you, and prevent you from discovering the truth. Bill finally looked up. His gaze met Luna's, and for the first time in days, there was a spark of something other than rage. Doubt. Are you claiming Bridget forged a paternity test? Do you understand what you're accusing her of? His tone was measured, but the sharpness below was undeniable. Luna nodded. I wouldn't say it until I was sure. I returned to the clinic. I spoke with the technician who administered the test. There were 2 results recorded that day, one original and one replaced. Katie laughed in disbelief and shook her head. So you're telling me that Bridget, perfect Bridget, just walked into a lab and altered medical records? That's absurd, Luna. Luna agreed. But it is true. She had access because she knew someone there. She wanted to control the outcome and ensure that everything went her way. She wanted to shield herself from the reality, and it didn't matter who was injured in the process. Will eventually spoke, his voice low and weak. Why would she do that? Why would she lie about this? She knew what this would do to me, to all of us. Luna's gaze softened as she stared at him. She was terrified, Will. Afraid of losing everything. She thought if she said you weren't the father, she'd be able to get out of the problem she had created. But falsehoods do not remain buried indefinitely. Bill looked away, dragging his palm across his face. He appeared tired, as if the weight of every betrayal and broken promise had crushed him all at once. Have you got proof? He asked, not looking at her. Yes. Luna trembled as she held out the folder. The lab records, the email correspondence, everything. I didn't want to believe it either, but it's all there. Katie pushed closer, her rage bubbling beneath the surface. You're unbelievable, she yelled at Luna. You come in here acting like a hero, but you're only making everything worse. Do you even know what this will do to Bill? For all of us? You are pulling this family apart. Luna's eyes welled up with tears, but she refused to back down. No, Katie. Bridget has already done that. I'm just trying to put it back together. Bill's silence was louder than anything they said. He eventually took the packet from Luna, flipping over the pages with trembling hands. Each page appeared to strike him like a blow. The timestamps, irregularities, and technician's note, it was undeniable. His voice cracked when he spoke again. She really did this. Katie's expression faltered. Bill. He glanced up at her with bewilderment and sadness. She lied to you, Katie. She lied about something that changed everything. Luna reached out, but fell short. Bill, I did not want you to find out in this way. I just couldn't keep it to myself any longer. Will came closer, his rage rising. All along, I blamed myself. I suspected I had done something wrong. But she lied. To both of us. Katie looked at him, her tone stern. Do you believe this changes anything? The damage was already done. Luna shook her head. Bridget is gone, and this chaos, is all that remains. No, this alters everything. Will deserves to know the truth. Bill deserves to know what happened to him. You all do. Bill's voice became quieter, almost broken. Where's Bridget? She left, Katie remarked angrily. She couldn't handle it. Maybe she knew it was only a matter of time until it got out. Luna's eyes widened again. Bill, I never intended to hurt you. I just wanted to make things right. He stared at her for a long time. Right, he replied softly. There's no right left in any of this. Katie breathed forcefully and looked away.